I am from Barbara, Gaza, and Silwan, Al-Quds, Jerusalem. Yes, I still have family in Gaza. Some are still in the north, in Jabalia, in the refugee camp, and some are down south in Rafah, in tents. I'm not, but my mum, my aunts, my uncles, yeah. I haven't spoken to my uncle since it started. I've kind of just been taking a step back, letting my parents do the talking, because you can't really say, hi, how are you, I miss you. It's just, hi, are you alive? Yes, okay, love you, bye. Not good. When it started in October, I felt paralyzed. I was in just extreme shock. I couldn't move from my bed. I had classes to go to at university. I couldn't get up for them. If I was at university, I'd break down crying and I'd have to walk out. And it felt disgusting because I was sitting in class and I was sitting as a Palestinian who, if I wasn't in Australia, I would probably be back in Gaza and I'd probably be either under the rubble or with my family in a tent. And the fact that I was sitting there knowing these people don't care and I'm next to them, how little do they care if I was, or how little would they care if I was there? It felt extremely dehumanizing and isolating, just to know that your life was unworthy of being lived or being there. Definitely being part of the protests, helping organize, is a good way of letting out the anger, I feel. Like, it's an extraordinary anger I don't think I've ever felt. But luckily I've always been a music kid, so learning or relearning old like Feiruz songs on piano, it helps. It feels a bit like home. It feels a bit like Palestine. I can imagine I'm with my family again. So it's, yeah, imagination really is the key. 100%. People I used to like invite over for dinner, I don't talk to them at all anymore, and they've, said, oh, surely we can, we can still be friends. No, when it comes to human rights, there's no grey area. There's no disagreements. It's not something that I would lower my values for just for you, even if we've been friends for 10, 15 years. If it's a life or death situation, that's not something you take lightly. And it's made me a lot firmer and stricter with people. I'm no longer as welcoming to people who sometimes are well-meaning racists, like they don't mean to be racist, but they are. I no longer take it. I'll just be more firm, like, this is not okay. This is the situation, and if you choose to be ignorant, that's on you, but you don't get to continue and be ignorant in my life. The only thing I really have to say to the Australian government is that you know you're cowards and we know you're cowards. You know what's right and what's wrong. You know that what you're doing is aiding and abetting in war crimes, and you know that you're going to face the repercussions of it one day. So whether or not you own up to it now or in the future is not my concern, because we know, I know, my friends know, people who didn't know about Palestine in October, now they know. So whether you like it or not, your time is up. So stop being a coward. Take accountability. To the general public who's shifted their views and learnt about Palestine, learnt about our plight for freedom, and to the people who come up to me and say, oh, I'm sorry about what's happening. Really, we are so grateful to you because it's taken so long. I've been at these rallies since I was 6 years old, since 2008, screaming at the top of my lungs as a 4-year-old child, and now I see people all different skin tones and they're all crying, they're all fighting for my family's freedom, and it's comforting to know that I'm not alone and that people actually care, so thank you for that. No. If the rights of Palestinian women and the atrocities being committed against the women in Palestine aren't acknowledged, then there's no merit to International Women's Day, and there's no merit to feminism, because if it is not equal to women of different skin types, it's not equal to women at all. I have this weird hope where no matter how bad it gets, I always know that Palestine's going to be free one day. If it's a faith thing, if it's wishful thinking, I don't know. But I do know deep down that Palestine will be free, because we're not a people who will just give up easily. And throughout history, all colonial empires come to an end, and we will have our land back, and we will have our relationship with our olive trees, even if it's going to take 100 years for the intergenerational trauma to be fixed, or 100 years for Palestine to be free. It doesn't matter. We'll be free at the end of the day, and we'll sit with our tetas and our sittis, and we'll roll the zatat together, and we'll sing, and that's what matters. I love you. I give you my whole heart. You can take everything. You can have my life.